Hey guys, welcome back to the Podtel podcast. I'm your host Edmond Orenge, and also you can call me the Tribal Chief. So today we are going to talk about infidelity, and as we all know, it's something that's very sensitive, and it's affecting us as we are growing as youths. And tunaelekea hiyo mwelekeo ya marriage and settling. So I'm here with guests, as you can see. I want them to introduce themselves, what they do, and we want to create some chemistry in the we tackle this topic. It's very sensitive, and please stay until the end. So I'll start from my far right.
Okay, thank you for the privilege. My name is Leon Mande. I'm a plant operator, and I'm glad to be with you guys today concerning the topic. I hope we'll get to the bottom of this.
Nice.
Hi guys, my name is Sandra Meto. I'm glad to be here again with you, and I am a graduate, so I'm currently looking for a job. Mkiniona mahali munipe kazi. And also I sing, and what else? I think that's all for the introduction, but I hope we'll be able to maneuver around the whole topic.
Nice.
Wadau, mimi ni Malame Mwitu aka the Reverend Dad. Mimi ni content creator, YouTuber, TikToker, hizi vitu mingi, alafu pia niko na NGO tuna deal na my boy child. That's what I do.
That's nice. So I think now we've created some chemistry and we know something about each other. So let's talk about infidelity. And tunasema tusifiche white. The infidelity is something that people avoid a lot of times.
Yeah.
So I'll start with Leon. How do you find infidelity? How can you define it?
Okay, maybe from my point of view, infidelity is to say basically being adulterous or cheating. Yeah, that's what I feel about infidelity.
Nice.
We have a lot of point of views. One, I would say infidelity would be the act itself, like sleeping with someone who's not your partner or who you're committed to.
Yeah.
And the other one would be how you and your partner have discussed it. If my partner says that this and this is what I would term as infidelity, and I term this and this as infidelity, that is how we'll be able to make no infidelity in our relationship.
Yeah.
I think kuna definitions mingi, like kuna ya Bible, kuna ya social, kuna ya cultural, kuna what.
Yeah.
Pia vile umesema saa zingine ina depend na vile umeamua. You know, kwa mwingine inaweza kuwa kuangalia mtu mwingine umecheat ama kutext mtu mwingine, you know. Alafu wengine it's like bora uja and you extend iko sawa. So I think kuna definitions mingi.
That's nice. So on your all definitions, I've taken something like a partner. Now let's go back to the youth. We're not talking about married people. Of course, I'm not married. You're married. You're not married. You're married? You're married?
Personal life is personal.
Personal life is personal. That's nice. So let's the main thing I wanted to talk about is the youth, because I want to help the youth understand infidelity. So tumesema partner. Now nasema like no one is married, like a youth. We are just dating. So do we call it infidelity ama cheating? Because tumesema cheating ama infidelity ni part ya partners. How can we define that?
Me, from what I googled, I found that infidelity is the act of okay, infidelity and cheating is the same thing, but then it varies. Equal specific that it's sleeping around or it's texting someone else. So me, I think it's just a whole thing. Like it has to be between the two of you. What do you two term as infidelity? Yes. So.
Okay, me from my point of view, like infidelity, different people have different ways of how they would consider something an infidelity. So it depends. Kuna ile like when mesema like texting someone, kuna mwenye that to him or her is infidelity, na kuna mwenye it's not a big deal and you don't have to take it personal, because if you're my person, we have to be on the same understanding about this.
Yeah, I think like basically ni kizungu mingi inaongelea the same thing. Like I think the only difference is adultery sasa ni kama umemarry, ndio hiyo ni tofauti, but it's the same thing. It's just ni jina mpya tu.
So in the dating scene kuna infidelity.
Yes.
Ndio. Haya. So I can ask a question hapa. So how did you navigate the decision making process of whether to stay in a relationship or leave?
You can start.
Yeah, start.
I don't have an experience ya kusema that I don't have something to say about it when it comes to, because I haven't experienced it.
You've not experienced it. Like what's your point of view?
But whether to stay or to leave.
Yeah.
I think it depends. Personally, assuming the person I'm dating, we've decided that when you do this, I would find this as cheating or infidelity, and you go ahead and do it. That I think I'd forgive the first time, and we'd discuss that you shouldn't do it the second time. But if at all it happens a second and a third time and a fourth time, then I decide to leave, because one, I'm not married. You know, when you get married, that is like a decision ushafanya, like it's just me and you forever. But now because we're dating, you can't wezi jifunga na mtu mwenye unajua eventually you'll be heartbroken throughout. So once, because we're dating, I think this gives us room to like leave whenever you feel that this is not the space you want to be in. So I think I would leave if at all it is continuous.
So from my point of view, like people are saying they haven't experienced. Okay, me basically I've cheated before, but kwa hii discussion I choose to go. Reason is, like for my instance, if the person wouldn't have left, I wouldn't have discovered how toxic I was.
Yeah.
Ningekuwa so comfortable doing the same shit, the same everything, but in the end I'm hurting someone. So deep down I support someone going. Yes, I do support, because inafikanga time you can't take it, take it. And like we've said, we're just dating. It's not a commitment, hatujaoana or something. So it can work and it can collapse. Yeah, that's what I feel.
Nice.
I think what I'd say is huwezi jua vile uta act until it happens. Unajua unaweza kuwa mtu anasema like akicheat hata siwezi kaa hiyo siku nitatoka nini, ama you'll be like mimi ninaweza mforgive, ninaweza understand, alafu ikifanyika unaweza find actually
You'd want to.
You're on the other way or the other way.
Yeah.
But I think when it comes down to that thing as well, especially coming in a go to moving forward or not moving forward, like, you know, there's the what and there's the why.
Yeah.
So what is cheating?
Yeah.
But why did it happen?
Yeah.
If you don't understand why it happened, you can't
solve
fix
it.
like if you want to fix it, you know, like always fix it when you ujui, like, you know, umeona tu the sickness but ujaona symptoms.
Yeah.
That's always treat.
Yeah.
I would say it's much more about like why it happened than what happened.
Nice.
Even then when you talk about like the levels, you know, like mtu mwingine could text, mtu mwingine could have sex, but why it's happening, you know, you might find that actually texting to somebody else is as intimate as going the full way. Like it's more than just like black and white. It's like, you know, like I forgot to say actually my qualifications is as a counselor. So it's like, you know, it's so much deeper than just like than the physical or the act. It's like why and how.
Yeah. That's nice. There's this another question I want to ask about dating, the dating scene, about the talking stages. You see, let's say a girl is talking to like 5 guys, and see, it's an example. It's an example. So let's say a girl is talking to 5 guys. Is that cheating?
I'm the girl here, so I'll talk.
Defend the girls.
So she's just talking to them, right? Hajisema that this one is my boyfriend. So if it's talking, it's just talking. Bora kuja insinuate to the guy that, or to the several guys you're dating, that I want you to be my boyfriend, or I'm trying to lure you to be my boyfriend. So long as it's just plain talking, you're well and good. But if you decided that you want this specific guy to be your boyfriend, then I feel like talking to 5 different guys at the same time is actually not good.
What if amesema the guys that amesema they identify the one guy ni boyfriend.
Kama identify, if it were me, acha nijiongelele, unajua you never know. So personally, if you've decided on one person to be your boyfriend, don't entertain, don't have talking stages with other people. It's like bado unachagua, bado unatafuta boyfriend kujipata.
But unajua okay, on the talking stages you still have options.
okay, me personally feel when you've decided this is the guy you want to date, purposely and fully date that person. Don't wacha kwa break njo muache utafute.
Na what if akikatfish alafu like aku love bomb alafu akishakubali it's like naona wanasiasa they love bombers kifika pale tumapatia
tukifika pale as in just me I personally feel like if you've decided wacha uende naye mpaka akupe heartbreak, akikupa heartbreak rudi tafuta mwingine.
Okay,
wait, hii bado ni
the talking stages bado
talking
If it were you
stages.
like
a girl
The Chile is having like 5 guys.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm among them.
ama for you
so you're having 5 girls.
5 girls talking to 5 girls.
Okay, for the other person definitely unajua madem itakuwa an issue hata kama I'm not flirting with them, nona, but if I have someone kuna levels, nona, kuna levels, because if I'm seeing someone I don't see a point of keeping this other talking stages junisha amua, nona, it's not like I'm looking for something better. Ingekuwa I'm still looking for something better, ndio ingekuwa it would be less of a big deal, you get. So that's what me I feel personally.
Nice.
I think I'm the opposite. I'm like, how many talking stages? Okay, to me, I'm defining talking stages as hakuna mtu amecommit hapo. Huyu like sijamclaim ajaniclaim mnaongea,
But let me cut you short. But unajua ukikuwa talking stages you're playing the boyfriend role. You're taking her for lunch.
No, that's not the talking stages. Sasa umeongeza mambo ya lunch. So, kama ni talking stage mnaongea tu, mimi nasema keep your options open. Sasa mnaweza ongea na huyu aingia nyasi next week na umesha waste credit ya 2 weeks na energy ya 2 weeks. Sasa kama imeanza ku develop into the dating stage, that one I would say concentrate to. You know, like that's when I think I would agree with you, like kama umeamua amua. Hata kama ujui kama yeye ameamua on your own side, just you know, you have to make a decision at some point. Otherwise, you know, if you don't take anyone serious, nobody will ever take you serious.
True.
Like ukweli in a you open you up for heartbreak, but then if you're not gonna open up, then you'll be closed forever. So you just, you know, at some point, lazima tu ufungue roho na umoe. Kama ni mbaya ni mbaya.
Yeah, that's nice. So how does infidelity shape our minds? If imekuhapenia ama haijakuhapenia, how does it shape your mind? Tuanze na ile nama.
Okay. Let me start. It's okay. I guess you've seen it probably from, you know, families and all that. Probably you have relatives who've seen it happen in their lives, and you'd always be thinking, "Guy, mimi mzangu akinifanyia hivi, oh, that minute I'm there, I go." So I feel like it actually has a big impact in our lives, and at times unatakanga ama you set expectations that for sure are not going to be met. Like you'd expect someone who would never cheat. Yani hakuna siku yenye mtakuwa mnakosania such an issue. So I feel like it actually influences our minds on what to expect for our future partners. And at times we set expectations that cannot be met, and once we get there we get disappointed.
True.
So I feel like wananiambianga, let me just say they usually tell me that marriage is different. Utapata hawa watakosana because of infidelity, but for your case you might get a partner who would probably try his very best to not do that, and he'd try his best to make you happy and not do that. So marriage is different. So I think that we should not let people's experiences influence us.
Nice. But unajua we learn from people's experiences. And
True.
And okay, grow up from, like, let's say an abusive family, when you kuna infidelity nini, it affects your inner child. You see?
Yeah.
So ikiku affect the inner child, let's say so umeanza kudate, any pattern you see that you saw from your parents inakutrigger. Itakwambia bwanangu ameanza kufanya hivi, ameanza kutembea na wewe, ameanza kukuja kwa nyumba late, babangu alikuwa anafanya hivyo, so it triggers you. So I think inaweza affect mindset ya dem, akwambie, let's say dem anakwambia mimi siwezi taka kuoa. Dem anaanza kata. You see? And so I just want, let's say a sperm donor, and
mtoto, and that's it for me.
Nitulie. Yeah, so what's your point of view?
Okay, venye mmesema like hizi vitu kuna point Reverend alisema like you have to heal the root so the tree can stand. Like personally I've had issues with infidelity from my childhood, and it affects me to a point where I find myself doing things in the same way. Sijui if I'm the one who's with the problem, but I find myself doing something similar to what my dad, used to do. And sometimes it holds me back and I'm like, I don't want to do this. So I try pushing people away because of the scar I have, since I haven't healed the root, so my tree cannot stand.
Can I say something?
Nice.
So on the part of healing, there's a day nikiscroll to I saw a post that said you can never love someone fully unless you have learned to love yourself and heal. So there's no day you lie to yourself that you'll date someone, get married to them if you've not yet healed yourself fully. Like, you have to struggle with yourself, heal first before you decide to commit to someone, because if at all you don't heal, you'll hurt the person you're dating or the person you intend to marry. So I feel like we should heal first before, if at all we have issues that have shaped our minds or have scarred us in one way or the other, we should try our best to heal before trying to get to someone else.
It's very important to like heal from the traumas first of all. Alafu unajua what people forget, it's like we always pray for success in these relationships, but we forget to pray for failures. We forget to pray for, unajua dating side, it's very very tricky. You find every kind of person in the dating scene side, and if you don't pray about it, if you don't pray about these failures as well, it's very important. So
yes, before we continue, kuna swali from one of our audience anauliza wote mna complain of negative infidelity. Wanauliza kuna positive.
yeah, we are getting there. We are getting there. Yeah.
I don't know, I think my perspective on that of like kama ina depend na upbringing whatever ni, like there was this story, like there was two brothers, like one was an alcoholic, one refused to ever touch alcohol, and they were both asked why. They were saying like, why do you drink? And both of them had the same answer. It's like, you saw my father, he was an alcoholic, what do you expect? So it's like they both grew up with an alcoholic father. One used that like as a, that's all that I saw, so that's what I am. The other one is like, that's what I saw, so I don't want anything to do with that. So I think, yes, it affects, but it's at some point inarudi to kwa personal choices.
Yeah. Nice. That shoots us to the next question wametuuliza pale. What's positive in infidelity?
So on the question about if there's a positivity in terms of infidelity, I think at times there is. Let me take it that way, because from people's experiences, you find that they have a cheating partner and they always forgive, but then they reach the end point. And so the end point is they realize that the partner can probably never change, or they haven't healed, and that they need to do better for themselves and leave. So at times, there are people who can't leave until wafike mwisho. So I think there's a positive, because people get to the end of it, njajwe, for real, I have been living in the wrong house, or I've been dating the wrong person. And then at times, for people who haven't experienced infidelity in their past life, or they have no experience of such, I feel like wakiwa na partner mwenye anafanya hivyo, they now, okay, it's not good to see it or to experience it, but if at all, as in Nona too, they get experience and they can be able to handle it. Okay, nimeshakuwa confused. Anyway, let me try and rephrase my statement. The positivity in infidelity is that at times the people who have been brought up with enduring bad things happening to them, they endure pain or any vitu mbaya tu generally, and so when they get to a partner who does it, they endure it until it afika point yenye probably they won't want it and they'd want to do better for themselves. So the positive comes in when they decide to leave and do better for themselves. I hope it makes sense.
Yeah.
I think like I would agree kidogo. It's like, like there's always a lesson from every mistake. There's always a silver lining to every cloud. But that doesn't then mean we should look for mistakes and we should look for clouds. So like I get you, but then it's like I don't think you have to be cheated on to learn.
For some
But unasema character development lazima ichafu.
Kuna watu tu lazima itawapata, so
so I think that again it's our choice. Do we want to learn from the mistakes, or do we just want to learn?
At times you can't choose. I feel like at times you will never know.
But at times unajua, I've come to learn that especially women, you like toxic guys.
Okay, see what, but I feel like I have friends.
See, it's true.
A lot of people I have been with,
let's say in this situation, a guy cheats on you, but he's providing you financially. You don't want to leave.
At times that I see financially. Me, I feel like let me just say this, at times for the relationship to stand, if at all the guy is cheating, the girl will, if the girl loves the guy kabisa, yani na roho yake, I usually feel like the girl would do anything to try and fix the guy.
Is that correct?
It depends. If the guy is a good guy and probably he did it out of influence from the friends, it turns out to be positive. Lakini kama ni
so good guys can cheat.
Yeah, true.
Exclusive.
Ni kweli.
But good guys.
Yeah, they can. Imagine at times the people you're with wanakuchocha, do this, do that.
Lakini hawako kupeleka wewe huko.
Sasa si unajipeleka.
Walifunga key, walisukuma kwa kitanda hapana.
So, but I feel like yes, at times girls do like toxic people or do try to fix them. And so it does happen. What me what you?
What's your point here?
Wait,
The question.
the question.
Yeah, what's the question again?
Tumeenda sana.
The question is about like hata mfanye kasahau swali. I think how women like toxic guys.
Okay, me naweza sema personally, like it's not all about finances. Naona kunaweza kuwa na sexual game inaweza kuwa iko juu, naona, of which huyu dem ana feel like if I go to this good guy won't give me this good game.
Yeah.
Na ni facts, good guys hawananga good game.
Yeah, the funniest thing we were talking about in the last episodes sex education.
Yeah.
There was a point walisema about the sex part. It really matters in a relationship.
Yeah, it does.
You see, so if you unazapata this guy is not good financially, ama is toxic, but the lady won't leave because of that. At some point I feel it's not good. Ama unasema I want to change this guy, it's not good. You see,
But basically it's not easy to change a person. No, like for my case, like I wasn't stable financially and I was toxic. So the $1 million question is, what kept this person till Ali stomach when
So remember kweli, if mimi nasema tu from my own point of view, like if a girl really likes you, like she will want to go through everything with you. Uko toxic aje, uko unampiga, atakuwa anarudi anajiambia
ndio sijaipenda.
Ujai.
But I think it's either way as well. I don't think it's just like that way around. I think it's either way. At the end of the day, if somebody wants to stay, they'll stay. If they don't want to stay, they won't stay.
Hata kama ni toxic.
Sasa unajua kila mtu wako, like, there's compatibility. Sasa utapata mtu uko compatible in a good way. Here you can get somebody that you're compatible in a bad way. So that's like, like toxicity. It's like, okay, ako toxic, but ana feel another need in your life.
Right.
Kama ni pesa, kama ni sex, kama ni confidence, kama ni what. Anajaza hiyo nafasi.
Anajiambia I can stay because
and
this
unfortunately
is
ilikuwa a negative space that anajaza. Sasa tena you can get a good person that uko compatible tena, but instead of playing on your negativity, he builds your negativity or she or whatever.
Nice.
You get like but
Ngumu. Kila mtu ako toxic. Alafu I've come to realize the female are becoming like they're taking the male spaces. Females are now becoming toxic, cheating. Why is that? What's taking us that way?
They are empowered.
but easy kitu mpya. Like men and women have been cheating since the dawn of time.
But unajua there's a difference, because unajua kitambo yes kulikuwa na sex, but right now the sex drive imeenda juu.
The difference only is that people don't judge it as harshly as they used to judge. Men have been cheating since before, women have been cheating since
Alafu,
but
I
nowadays
feel
it's like whoever cheats,
si big deal.
Me
See,
think
it's the same.
kwanza, like acha niseme culturally. When men cheat, it's not a big issue.
Which culture is that? Which culture?
No, it's there unless labda kwenu haiko, but if you go like ushago na nyumbani when a man cheats,
It's more excusable.
Yeah, like
it's
they
not
can,
acceptable, but it's excusable.
Yeah. Wait for that woman to cheat once. The whole community will be there. Oh, like that is there before. So I think ladies didn't do it that much before. I can also say that it wasn't more of their thing before. Like kitambo men did it because they can be excused, like overlook it. And so women, because ilikuwa inakuwa a whole big issue, women didn't do it as often as they do right now. But sasa saizi they just do it because anyway.
I think that women are shameless now.
I can say it might be true. At times they don't feel like you can't tell me anything. Saizi,
Don't care.
I don't care. You can't tell me anything, so I can do whatever I want. I feel like there's that aspect right now. Like the culture isn't that much there. Yeah, like Saizi, we're evolving, and Saizi, you can't tell me that culture will dictate my life. So, like Kitambo, there's a time we had a discussion about women empowerment and how ladies before didn't study and didn't have access to education, or they weren't a priority when education came to the topic. So I feel like before, women were caged by culture, but right now women have grown to the point that in as much as culture is there, it doesn't impact, or it doesn't affect how they do their things. Like
I see that's very dangerous for the women, because they come to challenge and say that they can do what men can do. It's very dangerous. It's now becoming like a competition.
Tutaenda out of topic. Tukienda hivi tutaenda to discuss a lot of
but
things.
It's like why, but unajua umejiuza. So if women do it, it's dangerous.
But if men do it, it's very okay.
What do you mean?
I've not said it's okay for men to do it.
But the way that you ask the question inaonyesha the culture that she's talking about.
Yeah.
So surrender.
So
you had something to add.
You had something to add.
I think nilikuwa nasema about why someone can stay, like nasema the female gender can stay if someone is toxic. Okay, a guy can be toxic, but this guy, come to look at the brighter side of it, he has potential. Ni mtu mwenye commit into something ama akido things differently, mnaweza kuwa mbali in like few years time. Women see potential in men, and that's a fact.
That's very
Yeah,
true.
But sometimes they shouldn't. I would agree with you, but I'm like sometimes don't.
Say what women are chasing, it's the biological clock. You see, women are chasing the biological clock. When you reach 30, no guy will want you.
Acha nikwambie. Let me say it this way. Before, I used to tell myself, Mimi, I have to get my money, get my everything. But then, because that's what everyone right now is doing. There's a day I was in salon, alikuwa nasema there's a lady who was 35, and she was like, Mimi, if you do not want children, that's what we'll work with. Like says the ladies are not into having kids. See, can adopt.
Family.
It doesn't concern them. Says if a woman is determined to get her money, get her things straight.
That's why I said it's dangerous.
But is it dangerous?
It's dangerous.
Is it?
They don't want a home.
It's different, but is it dangerous?
Very dangerous.
And if it's dangerous,
it's not dangerous to you. It's dangerous to her. Later on, she would come to realize that yes, I would have started it. But as in, it depends on someone. There are people who really don't want family. There are people who don't want family.
Yeah. True.
So
what I say in life is, if it works for you, then it works.
It can't work for everyone.
Her, if it works for her not having kids, then it works for her. It doesn't have to work for you. But cheating.
Yes.
Okay, if you choose to stay when someone has cheated on you, how can you rebuild the trust and the intimacy, all of that? How can you do that?
If you choose to stay, at least ensure that your partner is also willing to work on it. You can't just choose to stay and the person doesn't care. Like, yeah, what I mean, niko sawa. Like, ensure that your partner is willing to sit down. You're willing to look at what the problem was. If at all I was the problem, I can as well change and to stop the whole thing from happening. And if at all you are the problem and that you have issues, if we decide to give you time to work on your issues so that you can rebuild it again, we can work on that. So I think it needs both people to work together to be able to continue forward. You can just choose to stay with no proper reason to stay.
Nice.
Okay, I think when it comes to choosing to stay, you have to take your time. Taking breaks are quite healthy. You can withdraw yourself from someone. You decide let's take a break. So when we come back, both of us will know at the back of our minds what we really want. In the process of taking breaks, you find yourself missing the person. You find yourself like
wanting more.
Alifanya hivi and hivi, but we can still sit down and we can still talk about this and come to a solution. But I don't believe in, okay, an incident has happened. I don't believe in I'm staying just like that. I believe people are supposed to learn the hard way. Unaona? Nafaa nione absence yako ndo niko like, enyewe I can't do without this person. Unaona? But the moment you're still there and tumekuwa na arguments, I'll get fed up. Unaona? Lazima unipe hiyo space. Unaona? I collect myself and figure out what I really want. That's what I think. Yeah.
Nice.
There's so many things. Like I think turning it depends on the individuals in question. But I would say honesty is important. You know, trust has been broken. Now you have to be completely honest na ya kila kitu, hata kama ulicheat zaidi ya vile anajua. Kila kitu iko wazi, uanze tu from the beginning na uendelea. Communication lazima, and I think patience, especially on the one, not on the one that cheated, on the one that was cheated on. Because you'll find, okay, nilicheat, nimeadmit, umesema sorry, sasa the cheater ako sawa, anaendelea. What they don't realize is the one that was cheated on anaanza like so much further back, like you know, she or he doesn't know every phone call that you take, everywhere that you go, because you lied, you danganyad. So the person that cheated has to have so much patience and understanding to deal with the insecurities, the pain, the suspicions of the person that, because if they can't do that, then akienda.
Yeah, that's where the break comes in.
Yeah.
Compare space. Like I'm the one that messed. I can't come back, try and convince you. Maybe I've built a wall with lies. There is no way I can come back and start saying I'm sorry, and there is no way it will add up. I have to give this person time. And how can I give this? Supposing we are living together, and this thing has happened, and we are still under the same roof. Without giving you the space you want, there is no way we can build back the trust, because the insecurity will be there. Anaenda wapi this time?
Yeah.
Who's calling? We have to withdraw ourselves from each other kwanza. Ndio, sasa we try and figure out. That's where the patience comes in.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's say sasa mmetoka break, mmeenda hiyo break, ndio? Alafu useme maybe the guy hormone akichange. Can you compromise?
Kwenda huko.
Maybe you can say it vary.
Because ina vary pia na mtu, but kuna ule mtu mwenye
You can compromise your partner to cheat for you to stay together.
Mimi personally I wouldn't, because itafika point maybe if I've stomached. Unajua hata ukikula food for long itafika mahali utashiba and you'll in this process unajua kuna ugonjwa, kuna atakuwa ameenda kuzaa kwingine nini. You see, kwanza ukipata if the girl is the one who is cheating, itakuwa like ameenda kuzaa huko kwingine, umebuild connection na mtoto na kumbe sio wako. It creates a lot. Na hapo kwa point ya giving rise to children, what if the guy is barren and this lady, like, she wants to have kids, she wants to have a family? Is it wrong for this lady to go outside the marriage?
No, that's not cheating.
In search for
you're
not in an agreement.
Ameenda tu.
Yeah, ameenda tu, like you're barren.
Ameamua tu mwenyewe.
Amejitoa kwa like
first of all, for you to identify your guy is barren, lazima try out, alafu nini, ndio? Alafu let's say mmeenda kwa a doctor na ame clarify your guy is barren. You see,
so si lazima, so anaweza kama ni hivyo, the lady can go herself and check if she's able. And then if she's able and she's not got, then she knows the guy is, so anaweza amua tu. But I think pia, this is like, you could do like a whole series just on this, because at the moment we're only talking about couples, monogamous couples. But then you have so many things, like you have things like polygamy, then there's all of these polyamorous, sijui kuna throuple, sijui kuna what. But in this setting of just like like monogamous of, I'm presuming, one guy and one girl, I think inadepend na watu.
Inadepend na mtu.
I would say, okay, kuna question kumuliza about stomaching it, if you can stay. Me, as I said before, if it has happened for the first time, okay, inaweza kuwa shaifanya before, sijamshika, but unajua like it's your first time for you, but
He's
for
cheated
him
on me for the first time.
so if it's the first time,
unaweza mshika mara ya 45.
no, asiwezi fika 45. I'm just saying,
Sasa utakuwa unajua ni 45. Hiyo ni yako ya kwanza.
ndio nasema sasa it's on my part. Like for example, this is the first time nime realize or I've actually caught the person cheating. I would be like, okay, this is the first time. And unajua tena kuna ule unasemanga huyu inakaa na hii fatwa afanya makosa imeenda. But if it's someone that you've seen a future with, or that you've decided that this is a person I'm settling with, may feel like, for me personally, I'd be willing to like sit down, talk, try and find a solution on the problem and try to work things out. But if imefanyika mara nyingi, hata me personally itafika mara nyingi, mara mbili imenitosha, like that's enough. If you're not willing to change, we move.
What if hiyo mara mbili ni enye wewe umefind out?
As in, me so long ni mimi nimefind out, see it.
Kuna zingine
ayo kama sijui like it's as plain as that. But if at all nimekupata mara mbili na you're not changing, I would decide to, if at all it's the person I want to stay with forever, I would probably give them a break. When ile siku you're willing to like rearrange your things and come back to me, come back. But if at all that's not what you want, if it's me that you not want, go, niache tu in peace hivyo. So that's why I'm saying it varies.
In correction to what she's saying, kuna mtu aliuliza pale, unaweza jua aje huyu mtu ako karibu kucheat? Signs usipate off guard. For example, wewe umepata ikiwa 45. How can you prevent usipate day 2 ama day 1?
Yeah, what are the signs?
Me can say communication is key. Me, if at all your communication is off, me I'll just think you're cheating. I will always think you're cheating until I find you. If at all you go off, you don't say where you're going, you don't even give me valid reasons. If at all I do not know your friends and who you hang out with, unajua there are people who hide completely everything. Hata nikijaribu kutafuta if you're off, haupatikani.
But unajua the guy can like hide you. Unaona kama status squeeze. Anakuacha
wewe. Yeah, status the issue. Communication, like how we both communicate. You text me, you call me. When you go somewhere, I'm notified that you're going here. I'll be spending here the whole day. I'll be coming back at this time. I'll call you once I'm there. You know, like there's that constant communication. And if I tell you not the main person, utakuwa na hiyo communication kabisa, utajua tu.
But also like something to clarify is
atanipigia niambie baadaye.
It's like there's that kind of, I don't know like how to explain it, but it's like how will you know, like, you know, it's like, you know, like inaweza kuja to off guard, is that your fault? It's like at the end, like it's never the person that gets cheated on, it's never their fault. The issue is with the person that has cheated, always. Whether ameficha, whether amefanya open, whatever. Kama alificha vizuri na hukujua, ama alificha vibaya na bado hukujua, mimi sioni kama ni fault ya huyu mtu.
Okay, I have a question to that. What if unanipea, like, so we have been okay all along, you start giving me some resentment, you're cold, sometimes you don't want. Unajua inafikanga point like umekaa na mtu, inafika point huyu mtu anaanza kuwa resentment, anaanza kuwa cold towards you, sometimes hata kimshike, like let's say for the female gender, like you as a guy, umekuwa na mtu for long, mume make memories and everything, mumekuwa too social together, then out of nowhere huyu mtu anaanza kuwa cold, hataki muongee, hataki umshike, hataki ufanye anything. Give me a reason for me not to cheat when I'm experiencing that.
He said earlier on, when you decide to pray about a relationship, don't just pray about the positives. There are always negatives in a relationship. So if you're not willing to stomach it, you're not ready for that relationship. Just go and sit at home and
but
relax.
see, it can push me to cheat.
It shouldn't. You've decided. Just stay and stick.
Me, I would say it would be your fault for cheating, but it wouldn't be your fault for leaving. Kama hakutaki so much, I understand vibaya na huko.
At times,
like kucheat ndio fault yako, but kama mtu I could treat vizuri so much.
Yeah.
Sasa ni nani?
The energy should be reciprocated.
Like,
but actually, girls have just moods out of nowhere. So just be willing to entertain that. But kama ni prolonged, no unaona inafika point when it's unbearable, have an open discussion. If at all unaona ni kama hana feelings towards you, walk out. If she has something and probably she's having issues, she really does have issues, you can sit down and talk it through. But if you can't stomach it, you're allowed to leave.
Hizo moods zinakuanga muda gani? Miezi 6.
Ina vary na kila mtu. Unaamka tu asubuhi unasikia tu leo nasikia sitaki kuongeleshwa. Unaona hivyo?
Yeah. Also inaweza depend, unaweza sema like maybe you're doing something wrong and you may notice,
but mbona tusikae chini tuongee. This person is closed off. Maget. Huyu mtu ameamua tu kujiweka kando.
Anasema mambo ya watu wawili wanajifunika pamoja ni ngumu. So tukiendelea the next question is, if you choose to go, what steps did you take to prioritize your well-being and find closure to the relationship if you choose to go now?
Okay, for me I can say if you choose to go, like, see, we've been talking about this from a personal level. Like, for me to go, I'll have to wait. Pardon the question.
If you choose to go, what steps did you take to prioritize your healing and closure?
First of all, easy mambo za social media and everything. I'd stop following you, stop getting updates.
A quick question before you continue. Will you like cut off your exes, block them? What can you do to find closure?
For my healing, I won't block you. I'll just restrict you. You know, kuna venye naeza. See, I know your number of head. I can choose to unsave you. Si lazima ni kublock. Ona, but I can restrict you from my life. Ona. The moment nitakuwa unsave, I would find myself not viewing your statuses. Kama ni Instagram, I would restrict you. I won't get updates about your life. Ona. That will help me heal. Ona. Yes. But blocking isn't a solution. Hiyo ni utoto fulani kidogo people need to work on. That's even though me na feel
it's okay.
Nika utoto fulani people really need to work on, because why would you see, we just cut off the communication. See necessarily
mostly ladies don't block watu, nasemanga they block the one they still have.
Ndio nasema hako nika utoto fulani kanafaa tu kukua dealt with, because uko na option ya kuni restrict, uko na it's my page, you don't have to follow me, you don't have to text me back. Unaona hii kuni block inanionyesha bado unadai. Unaona, so you're just playing around. So hiyo kitu watu wanafaa tu waache.
Yeah, muache kublock watu. Experience bad.
But me, I usually find that healing takes a lot of time. Whether you can't say that I'm now fully healed. There's something that someone might do later on that can trigger you. But the best you can do is try your best now to like me what I say anyway. When you decide, okay, for example, this person has really messed you up, now you know what you do not want to experience in your next relationship. So when you try now to move, cut yourself off from people who are like that, because obviously so bado utatafuta partner, bado you'd want to like settle down with someone if at all you'd want to. So if at all you do want to, ensure that this is not what I want in this guy. So when I'm dating, when I'm looking for someone, one, nimeenda mbali sana, na feel nimeenda so far.
No, it's okay.
It's supposed to be healing.
Yeah.
But for healing, take time for yourself. Now self-care comes in. Like do the things that make you happy. Try your best to be happy, because now hapo hivyo if at all you do not do things that make you happy, utakuwa depressed vibaya sana. And depression isn't something you want when you're alone, when you now have no one to talk to, because I usually feel like when you're in a relationship, your partner is the only person you talk to fully, like the person you tell everything. So once you're not with that person, you'd be depressed, you won't have anyone to talk to. So first, find someone you can talk to. If it's a therapist, a friend, your mom, look for someone to talk to. If at all umefika mahali and you need someone to talk to. But if you can handle it on your own, self-care, take yourself out, try your best to to make yourself happy. And when it comes to closure, hey, sasa mi sina experience ya closure. I can't say anything on closure kabisa, because I don't know how that happens.
I think just kind of quite what you've said is, I think whether in a relationship, out of a relationship, post, pre, whatever, you have to be your own priority. And I know that sounds, that's kind of like the opposite of what we're taught. We're taught like, like give the best,
Prioritize
help everybody else, prioritize other people, help people. And I'm like, no. I'm like, because if I'm not doing the best for me, I'm not the best version of myself for other people. If I'm not, defending myself, if I'm not prioritizing myself, then I'm not giving the best version of myself for anybody else. So I'd say even in a relationship,
Or out of it.
the other person should not be your priority. You should be your own priority, so that other people get the best version of you. It's not because you're being selfish or whatever. It's like, you know, you need to be your own hero.
Yeah,
you need to be the best version of yourself for you, and for other people will benefit. And I think that if you can get that kind of in your head before crisis, then in a crisis inakusaidia. You know, and I think just prioritize yourself, like even when it like kind of linking into cheating again, like even health-wise, I would always recommend someone health-wise kujichunga. I don't care if you're monogamous. I don't care if she is on, you know, family planning. I don't care if he is wearing a CD. All of the measures that you need to take for yourself, you do it. Don't rely on the other person. Like, you know, you can't say because utashangaa. Utashangaa. Na kuna vitu zingine ni reversible, kuna vitu zingine si reversible. So I would say, you know, whether it's health-wise, emotionally-wise, cheating, non-cheating, put yourself first so that when crisis hit, uko na the best backing.
On my view, how do we find closure? I think we should pray for these things. I'm a huge fan of praying for what you go through, because in your life everything you go through is scripted for you.
But Eddie, kuna the couples that don't pray together.
Tunafaa
pia tuangalie that other side, the couples that don't sit down and pray together.
There are couples that don't even talk together.
They don't even talk about God. They don't even go to church.
This thing disturbs me, because how can you stay together and you don't like together and you don't love each other? Mnagombana. How do you love someone you don't know their love languages? How do you love someone and you can't like be open to them? You see, why are people doing these things? And
it's the rush. The rush, like you come to my place, we smash, then tunaanza tukukaa pamoja. That's not healthy. Tunafaa, like, easy dating is essential. We start from talking stages.
Take time. Take time.
Tunaenda dates, niko like your little behaviors pisses me off. Unaona? Na wachia na kuacha talking stages ikiwa talking stages si makosa. Na wacha hiyo naingia kwa talking stages zingine till I find what I think is best for you to settle down with. You get
and it's very tiresome dating nowadays, because it takes you so much like emotions, time, pia financially. You see, for the men I've seen, you want to play your A game. You see, kwa date them, you want to play your A game. Wezi peleka dem wapi, let's say Mangula. Huko wanakula chapati na supu. You see,
what if okay Eddie, may think si lazima you put in A game to win someone's heart.
You will put in genuine. Do your genuine, because if you put in your A game, 1 year down the line,
nikikupeleka hiyo Mangula and buy you chapati and beans, it doesn't mean I'm broke. But it means hiyo ndo mimi inanifurahisha.
Does the society understand that?
Let me say something.
Gen doesn't.
If she doesn't get your budget, she's not.
What affects the society affects you.
Let me say something on that before you like go. Like, mimi, I say these things are individual, like completely ni individual. Kuna msichana, if you do not pay her bills, if you do not do her hair and her nails and take her to a fancy place, you're not someone to settle with. Na kuna mtu na kuna mtu all she needs is proper communication
and respect,
honesty, respect, and all that. So it varies. The society, people term that to be the society, but you're not dating the society, you're dating an individual person. So when you go for dating, pia angalia, there's a guy who I saw once, he was saying, if you want a Mercedes and you can't buy the Mercedes right now, buy something you can right now. And if you don't want that right now and you want only the Mercedes, work for that Mercedes till you get there. So if you want a girl who is high maintenance and you know this is what I want, work hard enough to get to high maintenance. If you can't get there and that's not what you want, look for what you want. Wachana na usibishane nayo alafu kuangia unasema, oh, ladies in this generation, work for what you want.
But kuna
another reason why people cheat is because being single is seen as like some kind of sickness.
Oh yeah.
Just be single. Like, you don't have to be with someone. It's okay. You won't die.
You won't die.
You won't, you're not gonna faint. Like, it's okay. And then on closure, close it up na maita hapa na maisha itasonga mbele. Sasa utafanya aje?
Pole pole tu.
At the end of the day, it's good for people to, hurt, because if you hurt, you're human. It's okay to cry, to mourn, whatever, but at some point, it's your choice. Do I want to cry about this person or do I want to move on? If you don't want to move on, sawa.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I have a question. Okay, let's like my case. I'm not seeing someone right now.
Kuna mtu ana watch saa hizi akisema
Nimeachwa.
No, it's true. I'm not seeing someone right now. Currently not interested because of my previous scars. I still have the trauma. Sijahil. Naona nilitoka vibaya but so sijahil. So like right now I find most of my talking stages zikiwa a waste of my time because I can be working. I struggle so hard to get my money. Then kuna mtu hapa on the other end, sijui nitumie pesa ya salon, sijui nails, maze blue tick muhimu. Blue tick muhimu. Because my money is my money. I have to look good. Kabla nianze please, maze lazima nikule luku yangu safi. Lazima nijipeleke out, nijitreat. Unaona? Ndio kuliko nitumie mtu mazena unaenda kwa mtu mwingine. Naweza kutumia you look good for someone else, not for me. Is it wrong for, like, let's say I want to move to the next relationship. Is it wrong for me to hold on to my money without being si lazima nikulipie nails and everything. Na kama to you it's a big deal. Wacha ikae. For me it's like that. Wacha ikae.
You're actually on the right track. So
In the right track. This thing happened to me recently where unapata like you're asking for the, like mko kwa talking stages unaambia like yes mmeanza ku date in somehow like mnaelekea dating and you're telling the girl like can I have like your pictures nini, so the girl anakwambia send me money so that I can send you my pictures.
Kwani ni buy goods?
Ni only fans. An important lesson on that one is don't give, and it goes either way, and it goes for money, it goes for sex, it goes for whatever. Don't give a boyfriend husband privileges. Don't give a wife, don't give a girlfriend wife privilege. And then on the other side, it's don't treat a wife like a girlfriend. It's very different. Kila kitu iko na stage. My money is not your money.
Like niliona on some of the previous series, there was a guy, it was about taking people out on dates.
Talking stages.
Uli host alisema kitu flani ilinitouch. If you want us to go on a date and it's your idea, you have to pay the bill.
Yes, and that comes from the original OG, and it was 50 Cent. 50 Cent said the same thing when he was asked who should pay for a date. Whoever asked for the date. Whoever's idea it was for the date.
Let me say something. You are saying about you want to move on. My mom always tells me, when you want to settle down, when you want to look for a boyfriend, okay, nimeona mara nyingi, when you want to date for marriage, don't just date because you want to throw around people and sleep around with people. When you want to date, just be serious and committed. Mpaka mtu wako at break usonge. So once you want to go out and look for someone again, you've healed, now you want to look for someone, have a list of things you want from that person. Ukiwa talking stage, ukiona anaongea vitu enye it is not in the list, hapo unamcut off mbio haraka sana. You're like, this is not what I want, so like aren't you working for tafuta hiyo
money. Even if there's not, you are not their parent. There's a different role. It's the same thing. Don't make a husband
ladies
a parent.
wamepatia their boyfriends that way, but I feel like it's not supposed to be that way. Let me talk for evil too.
Sasa hii bell ndo tunatafuta nini?
But the thing is, personally, ladies should know that I feel like this should be out there, because kama si mtu anataka kukoa, don't eat their money. Jitafutie pesa yako ukule vizuri. Like ask your parents.
Wewe si mbaba.
Ndio, kuna mwenye
Okay, let me cut you guys short because money is a very big issue in relationships and dating scene. So I think tumalize, what can you say about infidelity and what have you learned from this set? Tuanze pale tukimaliza.
Okay, from this set I've learned especially about communication. I never used to have it. From how we've interacted, I've learned the way communication is essential, and the way being patient with someone is also essential for easy story na infidelity nini, kujuana poa from the scratch. Tukijuana vizuri from the scratch is when I'll know is when I'll choose not to practice this, because it haitakuwa fair. No, haitakuwa fair because tumejuana vizuri. To make the bonds in it. I think this discussion has been healthy, and I think we should be having such topics, because kuna venye me I'm educated. Kuna some things I didn't know. Kuna some things I never used to do, but from now on, nikipata hiyo bell yenye nadai, I'll be willing to implement.
Nice.
So that's my take.
Tutatuita kwa harusi yako. You.
I'm always glad to be in this podcast. Like, there's nothing you'd ever come out of here without, like, utakuja na kitu na utatoka na kitu.
True.
So I feel like during this experience, I've been able to, like, get different experiences, different points of views.
You're dating?
Yes.
He's doing a good job.
And I try.
And I try. Yeah, so I think if at all something would ever come up, I would know how to handle it because of what we've been able to talk about. So that's what I'm glad I've been able to get out of this.
I think what I've gained is, people deserve the best, but they also need to be the best.
Yeah.
I think the theme that kila mtu amesema ni kila mtu ni different.
Yeah.
Kila mtu akona, wengine watakubali, wengine watakataa.
Yeah.
Maisha nasonga mbele. You don't have to agree with everyone.
Yeah.
That's fine. Maisha nasonga mbele.
True. Yeah, that comes to the end of the episode. I'll want, like, kama kuna something to shout out, maybe a friend, something, an organization. This is the platform we like. I see content creation or something that we can eat from the same plate. So I'll want to use my platform to, like, raise awareness, support each other. You see, so you coming, it's supporting me. So I want to support you back. So if you have something you can shout out to your friends, this is the time.
Wait, shout out then.
Like,
I don't get.
Like mwenye amekushonea hiyo.
Oh, mwenye amenisha.
Yeah, something like that.
Or even yourself. If you
Or
want
even
to, like,
yourself.
market yourself for anything.
Market yourself. What do you do? Kama una kazi, where can we find you?
Hebu mtu mwingine tuanze.
Start. You know the drill.
Sinanga shoutouts nyingi. Me personally just shout out for myself right now. So I'm a graduate. I've finished my diploma in IT. So ukitaka mtu wa IT, web development. I've done a certification on DevOps. So if at all, muni hola. Yeah. And apart from that, I sing. I'd probably do more singing on my platforms sooner. So on TikTok, aki sijui jina yangu TikTok, to be honest. I think it's Sandy. Kweli, I think it's Sandy. My Instagram is metosandra03. So I think those are my major platforms.
True. Umesema your Instagram?
Yes.
Nice. You can say your Instagram.
Okay, my Instagram is leosgram. You can also find me on Threads. Mostly I work on Threads. My Threads are motivational, and you can find me at leosgram. I want to shout out someone who's made me not settle for less. I'd want to shout out to my mom.
Yeah.
She's the version of a single mother, the version of a type of woman I would want to settle down for. She gives me this urge not to settle down for less, and wherever you are, I am who I am because of you, and I love you so much. Peace.
Wow.
That's nice.
That's so touching. So may I have a couple of shoutouts? I'll start with the Callista band headed by Johnny Saya and I know Melody and the other crew. I also shout out our cameraman and our videographer Fedzak and Sam. You can find them. You can find Sam at Billion Stroke, right?
Yeah.
And Fedzak at Fedzak on TikTok and Instagram. They'll share their nini. And also we want to shout out to people who dress us, Opondo Master. Alafu we shout out to Moral Tours. If you want to tour around Kenya or abroad, you should find them on their social media. You can find me at _ Life of Eddie 24 and _ Hotel Podcast. Although I have a PA, but you can mainly find me at my direct Instagram account at _ Life of Eddie. Yep.
So kama kawaida nime represent Kicks Kenya, nime represent Lift Apparel. Unaweza nipata kwa social zote, The Reverend Dad ama Malami Mwitu. Unaweza ni follow kila mahali kwa si kwa streets.
That's nice. So thank you guys for coming. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
For answering that DM. Thank you for always coming. Leon, thank you so much. And see you on the next episode.
Yeah.